By the time Karen and the HOA escalated their audacity to targeting my hunting lodge, their reputation for overreach and failure had reached legendary proportions. After years of increasingly outrageous attempts to dominate my property, flooded lakes, sabotaged docks, Carolina Reaper humiliations, snake defenses, immobilized junkyard vehicles, river manipulations, willow tree confrontations, biker gang interventions, explosive raids, thwarted lock tampering, ladder spying, hotel flooding, pit-trapped patrol trucks, powerless power lines, surprise crocodiles, immobilized tow trucks, $20 million fines, concrete hedge walls, glued locks, lake fines, sliding SUVs, gasoline pump EV pranks, pontoon boat fines, sheriff confrontations, wetland sabotage, floating dock debacles, sewage flooding, mall construction and resale, bull barn defenses, and the repossessed Lembo incident. The HOA believed they could forcibly evict me from my private hunting lodge. One crisp morning, surveillance drones detected an unusual convergence of HOA cops at the entrance of the lodge property. Karen had orchestrated a special operation, complete with warning notices and the coordination of local authorities. They arrived in SUVs, equipped with chains, padlocks, and barricade materials, convinced that physical presence and bureaucratic overreach would force compliance. But what they didn't know was that their audacity had once again collided with preparation, legal ownership, and tactical supremacy. Grandpa and I immediately reviewed the situation. Ranger patrolled the perimeter, alert to any attempt at stealth entry, while drones captured every angle of approach. Karen and her cohorts were unaware that this hunting lodge was only a fraction of my land holdings. I owned the entire surrounding forest. Every trail, creek, and access point was mapped, monitored, and controlled. The HOA's assumption that they could corner me within the lodge was fundamentally flawed. They were about to learn that the hunting ground itself was my domain. As they approached, I activated the first stage of the countermeasure, territorial control. Remote sensors, previously installed to monitor wildlife and property access, activated, alerting me to every step the intruders took. Automated gates closed behind them, limiting escape and entry points. From hidden observation towers and tree platforms, my surveillance drones provided real-time updates on the intruders' positions. Karen, confident in her audacity, did not yet grasp that she was completely surrounded by land I legally controlled. The second stage involved a combination of psychological and strategic pressure. Using my intimate knowledge of the terrain, I remotely directed controlled animal deterrence, herds of deer, strategically positioned flocks of geese, and territorial boars, to guide the trespassers into pre-designated containment zones. Paths were subtly shifted with levees, fences, and natural obstacles, forcing the intruders to confront the impossibility of progressing without surrendering. Rangers barking echoed through the forest, while hidden cameras recorded the panic, confusion, and escalating frustration of Karen and her team. Karen attempted to assert authority by calling local law enforcement, citing the supposed illegal occupancy of the lodge. Unbeknownst to her, I had previously secured full legal documentation proving not only ownership of the lodge but the entire forest surrounding it. Every claim she made was invalid. Any interference would constitute trespass on federal and private property. When law enforcement arrived, they were presented with incontrovertible proof that the HOA had no jurisdiction, and any attempt to enforce eviction would expose them to legal liability. By mid-morning, Karen and her cohorts found themselves trapped in a legal and physical maze of my own design. Every exit was monitored, every access point controlled, and every action documented for future legal enforcement. Their SUV convoy became immobilized on narrow forest trails, as natural obstacles and strategic gate closures prevented escape or advancement. Panic replaced arrogance. The HOA members realized they had been lured into a trap not through violence, but through meticulous planning, preparation, and mastery of territory. The final stage involved enforcement and reclamation. Legal notices were issued immediately, citing trespass, harassment, attempted illegal eviction, and misuse of property. Each HOA member was fined for their actions, and any future attempt to approach the lodge without authorization would result in immediate legal action, including arrests and asset seizures. The forest itself, once a playground for wildlife, became a testament to strategic dominance. Every tree, path, and clearing demonstrated my absolute authority over the land. By late afternoon, calm returned. Ranger patrolled silently, drones hovered in observation, and the forest remained pristine. Karen and the HOA had been decisively defeated, their audacity neutralized without a single physical confrontation. The hunting lodge stood intact, a sanctuary of private property law, strategic foresight, and careful preparation. Reflecting on the incident, it was clear that ownership is not merely a title. It is authority, enforced through preparation, strategy, and unwavering legal grounding. Karen and the HOA had once again learned that audacity, arrogance, and trespass are met with consequences that are comprehensive, immediate, and unforgettable. On my property, control is absolute, and the forest itself is a reminder. Attempts to overreach are punished not with brute force alone, but with strategic, overwhelming mastery that leaves no opportunity for recovery or defiance.